Hi, this is Tim. Today we're going to go through how to install and set up Virtualbox on your PC. Now there's several key advantages of why I use Virtualbox. One is if I break my computer, it doesn't take me that long to get a new computer set up. My last setup, it took me about 30 minutes total from powering the PC up to being able to program a PLC. The other key advantage is that you can have different setups for different types of machines. So I have an Allen Bradley image, I have an Automation Direct image, I have an Omron image, and actually probably one of the most important images I have is an old XP image. And one, it has a ton of old software that once upon a time I used so that I can refer back to, but it's not choking up my normal images. And I'm running Windows 10 now. It allows me to run software that would only run on Windows XP. You can also make DOS images or pretty much any operating system's image that you can run on a modern operating system. To start with, we're going to go to virtualbox.org. Now this is .org, not .com. And you're going to see right there, right in the middle, is download Virtualbox. Current version is 6.0. And then we're using Windows, so we're going to get a Windows host, and we're going to download that. Now open up your download and just go through the standard prompts. There's nothing special about it, nothing you need to really do, and just let it install. It's going to ask you for several other installation of drivers and things like that. Go ahead and let it install them and finish, and go ahead and start Virtualbox up. And this is pretty much the empty Virtualbox. The next thing you need is you need a guest operating system. So this is a host. It runs on your Windows, whatever it is, in my case a Windows 10 machine, and that is the host operating system. Then we're going to make a guest operating system, and this is going to be what runs inside of it. Now I'm going to copy a few over from my other computer, but let's say you don't have one. The easiest way to get one is just go to Google and download one. Now if you don't have a virtual machine, they install just like any other operating system. And maybe I'll make a video on that later, but I think there's enough downloadable Virtualbox images out there that there's not really a need for that. But if we just go to Google and let's just Google Windows, let's say we needed a Windows XP for something. Windows XP Virtualbox image or Virtualbox download. That probably will work well. And we can see this one right here. Download Windows XP mode from the official Microsoft Download Center. This is Microsoft.com. And this was made for Windows 7, but it also works with Virtualbox. So this is a free download from Microsoft of a Windows XP Virtualbox image. If we go back, let's say that we needed a Windows 7 image. The easiest way is, again, Windows 7 Virtualbox, and actually the file you're going to be looking for is an ISO file, and that's what we'll install really easy. So right here, straight out of Microsoft again, here is the Windows 7 disk image, right off of Microsoft's site. Now this one is not free. You will have to license it, or you're going to get those pop-ups that you get saying your software is unlicensed, you may be a victim of piracy. And trust me, I mean, a license is fairly inexpensive. I'm not exactly sure how much a Windows 7 license is. In fact, let's just Google that real quick. Windows 7 license. And there you go. You can get a Windows 7 license for looks like 25 bucks. I don't know that I would go for that $6 one on eBay, but the point is they're out there. This is really easy. You can be legit, and it's well worth it. Once you download that, it's really self-explanatory how to do it. So now let's go and look at our images. I have a few of my host images loaded. See here I have an AutoCAD image. This is a Windows 7 64-bit. And then this is a very, very old image of mine from back when Windows XP maybe was modern. I don't even remember. But so I have an XP image, and this has tons of old PLC programming software on it. This one right here, now notice this one up here was 64-bit. Here is a Windows 7 32-bit because there was some software that I needed to run that it wouldn't run on 64-bit. Also, this has most of my AEB software on it. Probably there was probably a piece of AEB software that wouldn't run on 64-bit, and that's probably how it ended up like this. And then I have an Automation Direct image that's 64-bit. And we're just going to open up, let's go ahead and open up the XP image because it is so much different. And one thing I love about VirtualBox is you can save the state of the operating system. In other words, you don't have to actually shut down the computer. So if I just hit the X right here, it's going to come up with options. Do I want to save the machine state? Do I want to send it a shutdown signal? Or do I just want to kill the power on it? Usually I just save the machine state of them. So here's VirtualBox. You can see where my mouse is kind of going around it. It looks like just any other Windows program, and inside of it we have this operating system. And so then you see this little control area down here, and that's the biggest thing I want to show right now is, so for example, I already have the device manager up, and you see we have no COM ports connected right now. Now one thing I will say, I just haven't ever worked out with either VirtualBox or VMware, is really porting a physical COM port through them. So I use USB adapters for everything. Here's my 1747 PM02 USB that I use to connect to the MicroLogics, and so I'm going to connect it to my computer, and initially you're going to not see it. So you see it didn't show up here in the device manager, but down here under the USB ports, what I can do is I can make it connect directly to it. So that is this USB serial device, and there we go. Now under ports we have COM3. So that ported this USB that I plugged in from my host operating system to the guest operating system. So it really works nicely for managing ports. The other thing is right here is our network adapter. And you have several options when it comes to network settings. You can bridge, and really this makes it like it is physically plugged into another Ethernet port. You can use a network address translation, but what I like about bridging is, for example, here I have several network ports that I could be using. I have a physical USB adapter, I have a wireless Ethernet, and I have a team viewer, and I have a few other things that I'm doing here. But mainly if I select the dual band wireless and I bridge it, then it is going to come in just like it's physically plugged in. But from there, really running VirtualBox is just like any other Windows operating system. You see there's the XP start menu, and it's kind of inside our thing of our host here. So there you go. That's a quick primer on how to install VirtualBox and how to run software inside of it. I wish I could figure out how old this one operating system is, but it probably is 10 years old. And it has been through many generations of computers, so it's just a really easy way to quickly and portably change from one computer to another. This XP image here, you can see last time I was using, I was probably doing something with an old standard panel view. I would never think to install the panel builder software on a new computer. So by having this old image, it lets me kind of pull it out when I need to, and do I need to do with some older piece of equipment. Till next time.
Hi, this is Tim.
And this is Amber of TW Controls.
We run the automation store.
Be sure to subscribe for more great videos.
And like this video and comment on what you would like to see next.
Visit our website where we offer a full line of PLCs, simulators, control panels, PLC trainers, and more.